All right, a real thrill for us here at CHGO Bears with Super Bowl champion Brian Billick. So everyone in Chicago who wants Justin Fields to remain the quarterback in Chicago says, hey, look at the Ravens, look at Lamar. Why can't Justin be that?
Good question.
So what do you think?
It's a tough call because, Bill Walsh was very much a believer that by the 24th or 25th game, you're going to know whether a guy's a guy or not. May have before that, but if it hasn't happened by then, it's not going to happen. I don't know where Justin's is on that.
Past that.
There's no reason why he shouldn't be, but the fact that it hasn't shown up yet. Now, the hardest thing to do is to separate the play of a quarterback from what's going on around him. How much is him? How much is it the system? How much is what's going on around him? But that's a bold. If they're gonna decide to go with Caleb Williams, that's a bold call now. You just made a first round pick, and now and there's no reason Caleb Williams shouldn't be right. But 50% of the guys that are taking the first round are going to bust.
Well, you look at it. I mean, it's basically the two worlds against each other. The 49ers team built around the quarterback versus the Chiefs, who it is the quarterback. And so
it's a quarterback league. You got to have it, and certainly you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a Hall of Famer. It doesn't have to be the GOAT, but he's got to be pretty good because we're so deep in great quarterback play. So even the guys you're looking at right now, there's absolutely no reason why Williams and May or Nixon, all those guys, there's no reason why they shouldn't be good pros. But there was no reason why Justin Fields, Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Sure.
There's no reason those guys, they were legitimately pegged as pro quarterbacks, franchise quarterbacks. 50% of them failed. So that's the dice that you roll.
Do you think the Bears, now it's going to be the third year for Matt Eberflus. You had a tear-down year, and now you had this 7-10 season. They lost 3 games that were hard to lose, but they lost all of them. Do you think they made the right decision with who was out there to give them an opportunity to move forward?
Anytime someone keeps coach, I'm saying that's the right decision.
Yeah, I got it.
But at the end of the day, I remember when I was in Baltimore, and we went 13-3, and went to a booster club meeting, and Coach, we love you. I know you do. Yeah, if I'm 3-13, you're gonna love me. He goes, oh yeah, we'll love you. We'll miss you, but we'll love you. I mean, I love the fact that the organization is trying to stay with it. It's your best bet to try to make something happen rather than be one of those teams that's constantly flipping it. But we'll see. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of pressure, whether they keep Fields or they decide to make the change. And if they make the change, now you're going to do it with a rookie quarterback, and you're going to put that's a tough combination.
On that part of it, let's say you're coaching the Bears. How would you handle that locker room? Here's the guy, super popular. They love him. Hey guys, I know you loved him, but we moved on because we love the talent over here.
But at the end of the day, the players know, and the players know whether he's a legitimate. They may love him, but they know whether. So you run that risk that if you decide to stay with him, part of that locker room may be going, this guy can't play. What are you doing? So it cuts both ways.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense.
So do you have any strong opinions on Caleb Williams or Drake May coming out? I mean, everybody seems to think Caleb Williams has got some comparisons to
I wrote
some
a book
of the
called The
greats.
Q Factor, and it identifies just that. I don't care who you are. Number one premise, you got to know, nobody knows anything. They really don't. And I'm not being disrespectful of the powers that be, but there is nobody that can lay claim, I know what a pro quarterback, because it really is a 50-50 proposition. And there's no reason why all of those guys shouldn't be good. But history will tell us half of them are going to fail. And which half? And is it because of who they go to, the system they're running? That's always the dilemma. What comes first? Personnel guys, it's simple. Oh, you screwed him up. You can't coach.
Right.
And the coach is going, this guy couldn't play.
Right.
It's a dilemma. So yes, there's no reason all of those guys shouldn't be good pros. Which ones are going to fail? That's above my pay grade.
So, listen, you've been around the game for forever, and I see you're here every single year. And it's great to see you right now, by the way, and thank you for being with us, Brian. But I'm wondering if you could look at one part of the game right now that you personally would change in some way that you think would make the game more enjoyable for you to watch, or just would they make the game better? Anything jump to mind?
Oh boy, that's a hard one to say. I think the league has got it in such a great place. I think even though a lot of people will disagree, the way they let them play, the way the replay. I know a lot of people that are saying, well, we should be able to review everything and coach. You don't want to go down that slippery slope. I think we're protecting the quarterback as best as we can. I think the game It hasn't gone nuts like the college game, where it's so spread out. There's still enough of you got to have balance, you got to run the ball, you got to play good defense.
Dudes falling on a quarterback, 15-yard penalty.
You know what? But you got to protect the quarterback, right?
Okay.
We can't have them go out of the league that just kills the team. I get that. It's frustrating when I agree with you. I would like to clean that up and not have it so penalized, but I don't know how you do that and still protect the quarterback with that sweep spot as to where you can hit them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the hits on them, some of it is not right. It's not, it's unrealistic, but it does protect the quarterback. The guys adapt; they know how to do it. And as painful as it is, as that call costs you, it costs you that call. I don't know how else you protect the quarterback.
Well, that's the hardest part, right? I mean, you were the head coach of one of the nastiest defenses in NFL history, and now you can't hit high for obvious reasons, but now you're seeing guys going low, and the Lions safety comes to mind, taking a few guys out, at his knees.
Right.
So, defenders now are really playing with one arm tied behind their back, trying to figure out where they can hit it.
But they adapt, and you got to do it in the game that is very physical and very violent, and you got to take, the league's just having to pay how many billions out because of the CTE and the whatever. How do you not keep that to where you got to keep the game as safe as you possibly can? And they're getting that way. I'm one of the owners of Next Tech Pads. It's the best pad in football. And those evolutions are coming, whether it's the helmet, the pads. We're the number one pad in all professional football, number one pad in major college. Because now the design of it, now we have a database where, in the old days when I coached, it was big guys had big pads and little guys had little pads. Now we can basically form fit the pad, height, weight, position, experience, injury history, to better protect the players.
Last one. You got a prediction? Who's winning?
Well, I got to keep track because what I do here is I do about 50 of these, right?
You just switch
half of
every
them
time.
I pick one team.
That's a good idea.
And then the next week, whichever team, I make sure I only do that half because half the country still thinks I know what the hell I'm talking about.
That's what we do for Caleb Williams and Justin Fields. We just say
That's
every
right.
other show we change.
San Francisco has everything it needs and is capable of winning this game. And if they win it, I'm not going to be surprised. But if I got to bet money, it's Patrick Mahomes.
I'm with him.
Who are you out here working for?
Signal Relief, you got to check this out. I get approached by a lot of people to do a lot of things, but Signal Relief, this is an amazing product. This is a patch. It's military built.
Okay.
It blocks the signal. We say put it between the brain and the pain.
Wow.
What it does, it literally, because
somebody
pain's
with a
nothing
brain
more
now.
than an electrical signal to your body, right? You put it between, if I play 18 holes of golf, it's going on my lower back.
Okay.
If I get out of the pool, I swim 3 days a week, shoulder in the back. Play racquetball or pickleball, my elbow, it blocks the pain because it allows you then, because where the rehab comes from is what? Continue action, work your muscle, work your joints. This arthritis, stiffness loves inactivity. This allows you to keep the action going forward. This is the real deal. Signalrelief.com.
What about for guys that may or may not have a brain?
Easy. I love that you're doing pickleball. How's the game?
I've kind of given it up.
Okay.
When my orthopedic surgeon told me pickleball is the greatest invention in the world because I'm making a fortune off of it.
Okay.
People are falling, whatever. So I'm addicted to golf now.
Okay.
Yeah, hit the links.
Brian, appreciate it.
Signalrelief.com.
Signalrelief.com, Super Bowl champion. Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
We all silly like the mayor.